What is the purpose of a vision board? By the time we're done today, even the most determined cynic will be able to use a vision board to get better results. First, we're going to look at what vision boards are and are not. And no, they're not some type of airy-fairy direct line to wish to the universe. Second, I'll give you a strategy for creating vision boards that get real measurable results. And then lastly, we're going to discuss what you need to do after creating the vision board to supercharge your results. Hope you're ready. Let's go. First question, what is a vision board? Is it magic? Do people just put everything that they want on a vision board, all the pictures of what they want, and then because they put it together, they wave their hand on it, cast a spell, and then magically things happen? Well, I'm not here to judge what anyone else believes, but that just doesn't align with anything that I've seen. That's not the purpose of a vision board. But what if I told you that from a neuroscience perspective, vision boards are actually extremely important tools? They allow you to leverage visualization, goal setting, emotional connection, and cognitive priming to increase the likelihood on you following through on the actions needed to achieve your goals. In reality, it's kind of like a visual plan, not that different than a business plan or a marketing plan. But in fact, it's probably more effective in some ways, because if you have a business or you work for an organization, how often have you taken a look at that business plan? How often do you take a look at your marketing plan? Oftentimes in organizations, they kind of forget what's on these individual plans and they start to go off course. But when you see a vision board, this is something that you can look at all the time that grounds you back in your original goals. So when you think about your goals, in other videos I've talked about how you want your goals to be SMART. What is a SMART goal? That's a goal that's specific, it's measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. And so when you think about your goals, one of the things that I do with my husband every single year, we've done this now for over a decade, is we actually create a vision board together. But our vision boards are very specific because they're only for the new year. So we do this as a New Year's activity, and it's our goals for that particular year. You can do vision boards that are for 5-year periods, but it is important to start to put goals together that are short term. Now, can you do a long-term vision board where you have a huge yacht or whatever else it is that you want? Maybe it has to do with the number of children you want. Maybe you want 18 children and you just got married this year. Well, if you're doing a year vision board, you're probably not going to get 18 kids in a year. It's possible through fostering, but not the most likely, right? And so we want to make sure that we are setting timelines on our vision boards because we're using them as actual tools. They're not just pretty visuals to sit around. They're reminding us of what our goals are in a specific period of time. So for instance, in the case with my husband and I, our goals are such that where we put in, if we're planning any new big purchases, they go on there. If we have any specific goals with our family members, they go on there. If we have any health goals, if we have monetary goals, there's actual specific numbers on there. And so it represents our goals for that particular period, and it's in our bedroom where we see it every single day. So it serves as a reminder. One of the things that you're going to want to do is think about where are you most likely to see your vision board. Historically, people would get something like a poster board. They take, pictures out of magazines and they create a collage, and that still works for many people. However, do you need to do some type of graphic in Canva that you can then make your screensaver on your laptop? Do you want it to be the screensaver on your phone? Think about wherever you're most likely to see your vision board and choose a medium that aligns with that. So it can be something that's virtual on your phone or some type of device, or it can be an actual kind of piece of art on poster board that you post in an area of your home or in your business, because some people do business vision boards as well. The same way that you have goals in your business for a year, just like you might have New Year's resolutions or goals within your personal life, you can actually create a vision board specifically for an organization as well. And in the same way that my husband and I do kind of a team vision board within our family, this is also something you can do with team members within your organization where you're creating a vision board. Maybe it's a massive vision board that takes up a whole wall in the cafeteria. Be creative with it. But at the end of the day, it really is about reminding people of what the goals are so that their actions start to line up with it. So it's not magic. It's a visual reminder. This is what we're working towards. And in your brain, it triggers you to think, am I doing what I need to do to get to that thing? So before you grab your glue and your poster board, let's pause for a second. And I want to ask you a question. Have you already subscribed to this channel? If not, why are you risking missing out on so much great, fun, interesting information that'll make you a better person in the future? go ahead, subscribe right now. So the next step is to actually create your vision board. Go ahead, put it on your schedule, whatever day you plan on doing it. Go ahead and do that. If you have to order different materials ahead of time or download some tutorials on YouTube on how to use Canva a certain way, do whatever it is you need to do, but go ahead and plan to actually create your vision board. And if it's a team vision board or a family vision board, get it on their calendars as well. You have to actually create it. It's not enough to have the intention, but by the time this video is over, really, you should have put on a calendar somewhere what your target date is for starting this vision board. If you're serious. I mean, oftentimes we get information all the time and we think it's great, but we don't act on it. So if you're really serious about this, you'll take action right now and actually schedule when you're going to create your vision board. All right, so the vision board is created. What do you do after that? So see, this is where most people make a mistake. They just create the vision board, they put it wherever, and it becomes a piece of art, right? That's not really the highest use of vision boards. You want to create some habits that reinforce that board. So for me, I have personal mantras. And so you might have a mantra around the things that you're going to do every day. Maybe every morning you say that I exercise 20 minutes a day during the week, or I've given up, eating sugar these many days a week, or maybe it's, I commit to having better quality employee meetings by asking my people for feedback on a weekly basis on what I can do better. Whatever that is, you need to create some type of mantra or some type of action. Maybe it's just on your calendar once a week. There's a check-in where you just do a happy face or a sad face if you feel like you're on track to achieving the things on your vision board. But there needs to be something outside of that board that reinforces you having to take action to make things happen. Maybe it's a matter of every week you think of one new thing you can do or one more thing you can do that'll move you closer to something on that vision board. But again, the vision board is just the visual. The actions have to be taken to create the change that brings those things about. And the last part is, don't make vision boarding a one-time activity. Whatever the period is that you created your vision board for, if it's a year, if it's 5 years, if it's for a quarter, what do you do at the end of that so that you can refresh that vision board? Are some things carried over that maybe weren't quite accomplished but were close? Do you start over and create a new one? Create a plan so that you're constantly refreshing and reinforcing in your brain that you're always moving forward towards this new thing. And please don't think that a vision board has to be about monetary things. It can be about giving to certain charities. It could be about raising money for different things. It can be about spending time with loved ones or creating new hobbies. And so your vision board can really be about you creating your ideal future. Speaking of creating your ideal future, I have another tool for you outside of vision boarding that actually would complement this activity very well. If you go in the description of this video, you're going to see that there's a link to download a Future Ready Playbook. This is a playbook that I created just for you that'll lead you through activities so that you can be more future ready and really future-proof yourself. No matter what's coming your way, you can still come out on top. And so this goes, again, hand in hand with this vision boarding idea, and some of the activities in there will actually help accentuate the value and the results that you'll get from your vision board. So go ahead, take a moment, download that playbook right now.